And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jackass Bray.
What's up, y'all? It's Crystal with the Essential Crystal Tarot, and this is your new moon in Aquarius reading. For those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome. I'm Crystal. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. If you enjoy my reading style, hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit notification bell to be notified each and every time I post a video. Okay? All right, y'all. So, for those of you who may or may not know, we have a new moon cycle in Aquarius coming up on February 1st, okay? The significance of this moon cycle is to start new cycles. It's a great time to start something new, a great time to clean the slate. A new moon is when no physical part of the moon is visible to the earth, okay? It's very hard to see the new moon. If you guys are pretty familiar with tarot, you can associate this with the High Priestess card, okay? The High Priestess card represents our subconscious, our intuition, you know, the things that we just aren't able to see with our naked eye, okay? It's our subconscious. It's what's beneath the veil, okay? So this is a pretty good time period to just kind of lay low, set your intentions, and figure out some things that you may want to get started on, or some things that you kind of need to detach from emotionally. And let's talk about that, because this isn't any old new moon. This is the new moon in Aquarius, okay? So the Aquarius is a fixed sign. Aquariuses are very resilient, okay? Very resilient, very stubborn. You know, they could be afraid of change. They're also very flirty, very playful. And this could sometimes give off maybe flighty or inconsistent energy, but it's only due to their curiosity. A lot of people like to call Aquariuses detached or emotionless, when that's not really the case. They're the water barriers, okay? They really know how to carry their emotions. Well, an evolved Aquarius anyways. They know how to carry their emotions. They don't just let their emotions spill all over the place, okay? They carry it. Aquariuses tend to have a very, very passionate, loving attitude towards humanity as a whole. Maybe not so much in personal friendships for some, but you know, just looking at the broader perspective of an Aquarius, they just have a genuine love for humanity, period, okay? So that's why they can come off as detached, because they need a little bit of that personal space. They need that time, that seclusion. Is that the word I'm looking for? They need that long time to kind of recharge and to think and to learn, because they love to learn, they love to discover. They're an air sign. Okay? So being the fact that this moon is moving into Aquarius, it's going to take on some of those characteristics. So it's pretty good to tap into that energy and figure out where is Aquarius in your chart. If you have no Aquarius in your chart, it's all good. It's cool. Let's get into the houses, the astrological houses, okay? And if you guys don't want to hear any of this, you can just skip on past this and get straight to the reading. But I did want to open up an introduction of the new moon in Aquarius, just so you guys could have a better idea of what exactly is going on, okay? Just to give you some context. So there are 12 houses in astrology. Shall I get into it? If you don't already, get yourselves one of these. This is a journal. You can put anything you like in here. How your day went, how you want your day to go, your manifestations, your plans, your goals, hopes, dreams, desires. Put all that into a nice little journal, okay? It's so good to write, okay? That's a part of your spiritual journey, an essential part of your spiritual journey, may I add. All right, so like I said, there's 12 houses in astrology, okay? The first house is Aries. Aries is the house of self, your life, your body. It's also ruled by the planet Mars, okay? Second house is Taurus. Talks about your possessions, money, your livelihood, okay? And that's ruled by the planet Venus. Third house, Gemini. Communication, your siblings, and school life. The fourth house is ruled by Cancer. This talks about your family, your home life, your roots, your background, and your parents, of course. Your fifth house. Your fifth house is Leo. This talks about your creativity, your children, your inner child, romance, and entertainment. This is ruled by Sun, the Sun. The sixth house is Virgo, okay? This talks about health, service, the healthcare service, work, and routine. This is ruled by Mercury. The seventh house is Libra, okay? This talks about partnerships, marriage, and sometimes your enemies. This is ruled by the planet Venus. Your eighth house, Scorpio. This talks about sex, death, inheritances, and also losses. This is ruled by Pluto. Your ninth house talks about travel. Your ninth house is Sagittarius, and this talks about travel, education, religion, spirituality, your overall beliefs. This is ruled by Jupiter. Your 10th house. Your 10th house is the Capricorn house. This talks about your career, your social status, how you show up in the world, and this talks about the dominant parent, okay? This is ruled by Saturn. Discipline. 11th house, which is the house that we're talking about here in this reading, is Aquarius, okay? This focuses on friendships, connection, your aspirations. This is ruled by the planet Uranus. And the 12th house. This talks about the hidden matters, subconscious, the dream state. This is the planet Pisces. Pisces is in the 12th house. This is ruled by Neptune. And in case you've been paying attention, Neptune and the moon kind of sound similar, don't it? I say all that to say the new moon is in the 11th house, which talks about our connections, our friendship, our aspirations, our dreams, desires, okay? But remember, the moon is taking on the characteristics of the Aquarius, okay? So anybody with Aquarius in their chart, or like I said, if you don't have Aquarius in your chart, look at your 11th house. That's right, get a birth chart reading. Figure out what's in your 11th house. Figure out those characteristics in the best way to expand from there, or what it is that you, how can you adjust and adapt to this energy, this Aquarian energy, okay? Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Some things that we want to focus on in this new moon in Aquarius reading is, of course, what needs to be released. What new skills can be developed during this time? What narrative about ourselves could we possibly release? And what do we need to distance ourselves from? What is hindering our progress, basically? Let's see. I'll tell you what, if the Star card or the High Priestess comes out, I wouldn't be surprised. Or the Moon card. Like I said, guys, please hit that like button. Share with your friends. Leave a comment in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, okay? Hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a video. All right, we have 4 of machetes. We have 2 of cups in reverse. We have 9 of pentacles in reverse. We have 6 of machetes in reverse. And we have Knight of Brooms in reverse. All right, messages in this reading may not resonate with everyone, okay? But, if you're a Taurus, if you're a Scorpio, if you're an Aquarius, if you're a Leo, some of these messages may hit home for you. I'm just going to tell you, okay? We have 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of Pentacles talks about independence, being able to independently make money, make a living for yourself. It talks about financial independence, basically. Okay, but 9 in reverse kind of talks about being a little codependent, or, you know, just depending on something outside of yourself when it comes to your progress, being successful. Okay, so that may be on some of our minds right now. Maybe we have to detach ourselves, or put it this way, what have you been attaching yourself to that hasn't brought you any results? What sort of idea have you felt that you need? What have you found yourself needing to depend on in order to survive? I feel like for some of you, it could have been a relationship with this 2 of Cups in reverse. Some of you, like I was saying, like what narrative of ourselves do we need to release right now? For some of us, this could be some effects that took place in a past relationship, or the after effects from a bad relationship. This doesn't always have to be romantic. This could definitely just be someone that you were friends with, someone that you were close to at some point, or even a family member or sibling or something like that. You need to let go of the narrative of whatever, being the bad guy. If you have done some pretty messed up things to a friend, or that you could have handled the situation a little bit differently, learn from that. But it's also time to let go of it, not carry around any sort of guilt. Okay, got 6 of machetes in reverse. Like, it's not moving on smoothly. I feel like for some of us, this new moon may bring up feelings of the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, something that hurt us in the past, and we haven't really been able to move forward in peace with it. Some of us could be carrying around a little bit of guilt, a little bit of shame, and some of us could have developed some unhealthy coping mechanisms because of this. I feel like Knight of Brooms in reverse. This is Leo energy. I feel like this is a time where we have to revisit. Okay, so if you guys are into like doing like rituals, or not even just physical rituals, if you guys are really trying your best to heal, it's time to focus your energy on moving forward from the things that have hurt us emotionally, especially when it comes to matters of friendship, family. It's a good time to focus our energy on that. A lot of times we try to manifest money, a career, a house, a car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it's time for us to manifest healing energy. I'm not saying like, we need to reconcile, reconnect. That may be the case for some people, and it may not be for others. Right now, we need to really focus on healing our heart space, okay? So that we can clear up some of that junk that's been festering in our spirit when it comes to this heartbreak or this disappointment or whatever, and make space for our blessings, make space for new connections to come in, manifesting people that will help us along our journeys to manifest the bigger things that we want in life, or whatever it is that you're trying to get to. But you can't just be totally fixed on a particular thing. I feel like that's part of the reason why Tauruses may be feeling this energy right now as well, because Tauruses can get very fixated on routine, physical possessions, things of that nature. Okay, so I really think it's time for us to just kind of heal and move on, detach ourselves from, like I said, this relationship, this hurt, this anger, this resentment, the family factors, whatever. We're going to get into it, okay? It's really time to focus with this 4 of machetes, okay? I see some conversations happening this week, not this week, maybe next week. I feel like some of you are going to be having sit downs. All right. Between when is the first? Hold on. Let me see. Let me look at my calendar. The first is Tuesday. So between Monday and next Monday and Saturday. So between the 31st and the 5th, I feel like a lot of us are going to be having some sit downs. Don't be surprised if you get a phone call or a pop-up, or you run into somebody that you used to be friends with, or an ex. Speaking of which, that retrograde energy is also in the air. That Mercury in retrograde energy. And a lot of people experience visits from the exes, or visits from past situations, just to come back and test you to see how far you've actually gone in your spiritual journey, how much you've healed since all of that took place. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify these cards so we can get more details. Okay, You know what? Because this is, I'm not even going to use this one. Because this is new moon in Aquarius. Because this is new moon in Aquarius, I'm going to use my New Age deck to clarify. All right, let's see. Why is Four of Machetes here? Why is the Four of Machetes here? Four of Machetes is clarified by Ten of Earth in reverse, which talks about wealth, okay? Two of Cups in reverse is clarified by Two of Air, which talks about change. Okay. Nine of Pentacles in reverse is clarified by Daughter of Fire. Okay. Six of Machetes in reverse is clarified by Four of Water in reverse, which talks about comfort. The Knight of Brooms in reverse is clarified by Father of Earth. Okay. Okay. So we have Daughter of Fire and Father of Earth sticks out to me. Okay. Family and friendships. Family, friendships, partnerships, friendships is a really big thing. New cycle. New cycle, okay? If everything seems to be fine in your social circle, I don't know. I'm starting to pick it up. I'm starting to pick up some things. There may be some funny energy surrounding your connections to your family, your loved ones. This could be the people that you live with. This could be the people that you've grown up with. This could be your colleagues, the people that you work with. It's some people that you're close to, for sure. Daughter of Fire. Daughter of Fire. This is like Page of Wands, kind of. I think this is a good time to start a cycle of learning independence without being too disconnected from the help of others, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Some of you have some really creative ideas, but they could be blocked due to paying a little bit too much attention to what somebody else has going on. This could be somebody close, could be a coworker, this could be a colleague, friend, family member, whatever. This could be doing too much scrolling on social media. Now, of course, it's cool to get inspiration from social media, but you want to be careful not to be comparing yourself to online content, okay? Controlled online content. Don't compare your natural everyday life to somebody's controlled content. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what type of work they're putting in. You don't know what type of help they have. You don't know the ins and outs of whatever it is that it took to get this posted online. You just don't know. Okay, and don't try to figure it out. New cycle should be focusing on the creative process without being too dependent on outside sources. Okay, let's get back to mending relationships, friendships. We got Two of Cups in reverse, clarified by Two of Air. Is this Two of Air? You know what? I said Two of Air, and I don't think this is Two of Air. I really think this is Two of Fire, which talks about change. I'm so sorry. Some of you were interested in some things before a relationship even came about, I think. Some of you were different. Well, I mean, I feel like we're always different people prior to relationships, you know? People can be very influential, especially people that we're involved with sexually, romantically, you know? or just people that we're close with. You know, people tend to rub off on us. But when those same people uh go their separate ways, you know, when that connection is broken, it can cause some resentment. I know this is random, but some of you may have been in a relationship where you guys spent a lot of time outdoors, or you did some things outdoors, like going on hikes or did picnics, or just I don't know, for some of you it could have been a thing where something significant could have happened outdoors. I don't know why it's weird. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm picking up something with outdoors. And maybe now you don't really enjoy outdoors like that. You don't really go outdoors anymore. You don't really do anything outdoors. Like you don't really, or this person could have been like really into nature, or maybe you could have been really into nature, but since this connection isn't quite the same, it's like you don't really care anymore, or something like that. For others of you, you could have lost a parent, or had a really bad falling out with a parent, or maybe the relationship with one of your parents is just not the best or non-existent, and this is causing a void. Okay, there's a void, and it could cause you to be very codependent on some of your friends or your partners. It could cause you to not really see the uniqueness within yourself, you know, because you're so dependent on some other source, another person, that you can't quite tap into your own creative abilities. You can't see your own uniqueness because you're so influenced by this outside person, because there's a void, because your roots are soiled. For an example, I hope I'm not losing you, but for example, people who grow up with mother issues, father issues, you know, it creates a void. It creates a void, and you go and you look for things to like to of course fill the void. Some people develop coping mechanisms, and they become dependent on other people, or you know, behaviors towards people. That's it causes them to not be able to find themselves and tap into their own creative abilities and their independence. You know what I'm saying? It causes them to not really know themselves. That's why it's so important to know your roots, and to, you know, be grounded so that you can know exactly who you are. Because, you know, when there's not any tight knit relationship with the mother and the father, you know, there is no supportive village or whatever, you know, it can cause you to outsource yourself, and like I said, just become dependent on things, and it can cause you to lose yourself. Okay, I'm talking in circles. All right, so definitely for some of you, it's a it's a daughter and father issue that needs to be addressed. Okay, some of you, if you're going through like financial issues right now with this 10 of Earth card in reverse, this could have something to do with your focus. With the 4 of machetes, again, circling back to your roots, your home life, your inner child. I know you're probably like, well, what does my money have to do with my childhood? It can have a lot to do with a lot. Think about what you lacked in childhood, okay? This could have been, again, something with your parents, something with your siblings, something with, you know, some friends or whatever. You know, think about how it impacted you, how it shaped your personality. And then also think about some of your relationships in your adolescence years, your friendships, your relationships whatever. Think about that. Think about how you outsourced yourself. Okay. Think about some things that you accepted from people, whatever you put up with in order to have some sort of connection. Think about how it's played a part in shaping your mental, your personality, how you show up for yourself. What you lack or what you feel like you lack is very mental. It's all mental. It has a deep effect on how we're able to survive in the world and how we're able to attract money, wealth, whatever. How we're able to take care of ourselves in this physical realm. It is very connected, okay? Don't underestimate that. Also, because not everybody has like any traumatic experiences in their home life, which is a good thing. It's awesome. But it could also be a thing because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all have things to correct, especially in our ways of thinking and, maybe broadening our horizons and trying new things. We could all stand to learn some new things and, just try some new things out in our life and be more open-minded to different ideas and stuff. We can all stand to do that, I think. Think about some maybe toxic traits that were displayed in our household at a young age, or that we were raised around, that we thought was okay back then, that isn't okay now. Think about some things that we learned from our parents or our aunts, uncles, peers, whatever. Think about some things that we learned that is possibly or has possibly affected our romantic relationships, our friendships, our professional relationships. Again, how it's shaped us. Think about that. What was okay? What did your parents allow? What didn't they allow? Think about that. For some people, they weren't allowed to be themselves. They weren't allowed to, tap into their individuality. They weren't allowed to express themselves well. Some people were allowed all the freedom in the world and completely outsourced themselves and were influenced by Tom, Dick, and Harry. Some people didn't have any structure, any guidance. Some people could have used a little bit more influence from their parents. Think about it. Because when you get a certain age, especially in adulthood, I want to say between 25 and up, you start to become your own parent. You start to develop this own paternal, maternal energy in your head, this mental parent in your head, okay? And you start to teach yourself, you start to raise yourself. And I feel like that's what we have to focus on with this new moon in Aquarius, is adopting new healthy habits, learning healthy detachment to the things that we've been attached to that have not been progressive to our growth, spiritually, professionally, financially, mentally, spiritually, whatever, all of the above. Think about some of those things and learn how to start new cycles, okay? It's what has to happen here, okay? And again, next week I think it's going to be significant as far as friends and family goes and work. I think that's going to have it's going to have a really big impact on our connections, okay? Try to manifest really good connections, equal connections, equal give and take. I'm going to pull a Chakra Insight Oracle card to close this reading out. All right, y'all. So 2 cards were stuck together, and I'm going to take them both. All right. The first card that we have is love. And then we have family. These 2 cards are related to the heart chakra, the heart space, like I was saying. Number 2 and the number 24 may be significant to you. Love talks about kindness, benevolence, sharing, and receiving. Where's my book? I'm going to read the passages out of this for y'all. Love is the most healing, harmonizing, and awakening energy to ever move through our bodies. When we are able to truly give and receive love with no attachment, we ignite an inner flame within ourselves that energizes and illuminates every aspect of our life. This card encourages you to experience yourself giving, not because of what you will receive in return, but for the profound pleasure of giving. The simple act of sharing a smile or a hug with someone, making or giving a gift without a special occasion, offering or thoughtful word, or quiet listening ear in a time of unexpected need, these are all acts of love. What we often fail to realize is that the love we most seek to experience, the love that radiates divinity, is a love that comes from deep within ourselves. This card encourages unconditional self love, not just loving ourselves when we have won the race or lost weight, got the job, or bought the house, but in each moment just for being who we are. Through self love, we naturally find ourselves giving and receiving in ways that we never could have imagined. Learn to love yourself for all of your colors, strengths, flaws, and emotions, in your lightness and your shadow. Love yourself enough to care about what you eat, who you spend time with, how you look and feel each day. Love yourself by allowing yourself to enjoy life and have fun. Love yourself for just being you. Do not wait another moment before allowing yourself to experience this great elixir. It is through your true love and self that you have opened the pathway to experience love on all levels of your life. Wherever you are on the path, know that love is a choice presenting itself in each moment. By awakening true self love, you ignite your ability to give and receive true love in your world. Live in love. Good word. Good word. All right, let's talk about family. Okay, let's talk about your belonging, your community, culture, your tribe. All living things on this great earth have at least one thing in common. We all come from family. We all have been brought into the world by living beings before us, and many of us will bring new life into form while we are here. Within this great evolving cycle of life, which is shared by plants, animals, and human alike, we have the living gift of playing our part. This card calls you to return to a sense of genuine connection to who you are and where you are from. To honor and explore the energy of family in the truest sense of the word. Not only your immediate blood-related family, but others on your path, in your heart, and in your distant past, who, like many twigs and sticks of a nest, have played unique roles in the weaving together of your life, dreams, and experience in this world. You may wish to visit the town you or your parents or grandparents grew up in. You may like to research your family tree or call a gathering of elders to share stories and wisdoms from their path. You may feel drawn to respark certain traditions, ceremonies, or celebrations, or simply come together for those you love for the sake of being together. This card encourages you to investigate the beliefs you have acquired from your family and culture. Notice what aspects support you and what aspects restrict your choices. It could be a time to reevaluate any restrictions, limitations, and expectations placed on you or any belief systems you have inherited from your tribe. Your tribe is your parents, your relatives, teachers, role models, or your friends. Does it still serve you to maintain those beliefs and conform with those expectations? Now is a good time to reignite your sense of reverence for family and community. Seek to recognize and appreciate each individual, including yourself, as a vital spoke in the greater family wheel. Within the safe circle of family, we find both a sense of deep belonging and the freedom to be unique. To play a part in the whole simply by being ourselves. If that ain't what I said, then I mean that's just confirmation, okay? That wraps up your new moon in Aquarius reading, okay? Like I said, if messages in this reading resonate with you, hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit notification bell to be notified each and every time I post a video, okay? If you guys would like a more personal reading, the booking details will be listed in the description box below. It really is liberating to get a reading. All right, you guys, and like I always say, if no one else tells you today, know that I love you, I love you, I love you. Peace, love, and light.